Damn, the show was just recording the screen. Bear with me. That was weird.
Can you spot what's wrong with these two Dragon Ball Z games? They show the same scene, Goku and Vegeta battling it out in a Utah-looking desert. It's a classic clash that took DBZ into the modern era. And with the new engine, you can likely pick out which one is the newest game, Sparking Zero. But which one is the second newest? Does the gameplay look different? Faster?
Hold on, bro. Alright, let me lock in.
Can you spot what's wrong with these two Dragon Ball Z games? They show the same scene, Goku and Vegeta battling it out in a Utah-looking desert. It's a classic clash that took DBZ into the modern era. And with the new engine, you can likely pick out which one is the newest game, Sparking Zero. But which one is the second newest?
Easy.
Does the gameplay look different? Faster? Smoother? Tighter? Closer to the source material? Besides the graphics, it's almost impossible to tell. And that's a problem. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero is looking to switch up the DBZ Arena Fighter formula. But the truth is, it fails to switch up the formula at all. There have been well over 100 titles in the DBZ franchise. From the sublime to the absurd. But when Dragon Ball started using a boilerplate arena fighter template back in 2002 with the introduction of the Budokai series, the franchise has felt like it's been stuck in a hyperbolic time chamber. With over 20 different DBZ arena fighters released in the past 20 years, Sparking Zero promises to be more of an exercise in nostalgia than an actual competitive fighting game.
But she's got a new hat.
What is he talking about?
Dragon Ball fans deserve better. Full disclosure, I've been a huge Dragon Ball fan since I stumbled across it on Spanish Access Television when I was 10 years old. I love Dragon Ball. Okay, it means more to me than any other animated franchise. I name my cat Piccolo and sometimes dress him up like Lord Beerus. That's why I need Dragon Ball Z to do
This
that.
game is
Looking back on the past is comforting, but we can't live in it forever. We deserve either.
Alright, here's my issue with his statement. Just offer it. He's here talking about a competitive Dragon Ball game. Go play Fighters. What's wrong with you? You missed the boat on Fighters. Go start a petition on Fighters 2. The other issue is like, there's multiple Dragon Ball Z games coming out, bro. Like, a lot of people don't even know about Project Multi. You want a different Dragon Ball game, go play that. It's a take on MOBA. It's a different take on the MOBA. This is literally Tenkaichi 4. So what is he complaining about?
Either a transformative leap forward for the series, or a sequel to the only transcendent Dragon Ball game over the last decade. I've played Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, and unfortunately,
I have too.
my fears were confirmed. This is deja vu all over again. Now, the Sparking Zero graphics are the best they've ever been, and I applaud them for having
The controls made me mad as fuck because they
trees
literally
that sway
flipped
when hit with key power,
the legacy
but
controls. But I'm
graphics
so
alone
thankful that
do
they
not
actually
make a
have
game.
legacy controls.
When you dissect the match, it's much slower than it looks. Real impact and damage is far apart, and it doesn't have the back and forth, keep them guessing momentum battles of top fighting games.
Bro, go play fighters. What
We're
are
seeing
you
stagnation
on?
in the gameplay sphere, where Sparking Zero is extremely similar to the last several dozen Dragon Ball Arena fighters. It feels more like the return of the EA Sports College Football franchise than a new spin on Dragon Ball. Updated graphics.
Nigga, why the fuck would Madden make a fighting game? It's a football franchise. So they're gonna make what? Football games. Dragon Ball Z is an arena fighting game. It's literally the Tenkaichi series is like the essence of a Dragon Ball Z fight. Go play fighters.
With familiar controls.
Damn, bro,
I
I'm 2
need to
minutes
talk
in.
about those
This
controls, because if you've ever wondered what it's like to be one of the Z fighters, turn elsewhere, because the controls are.
What do you mean turn
not
elsewhere?
great.
This is literally the
Dragon
game
Ball
if
is
you
at
want to
its
have a
best
Dragon
when
Ball
it
Z
delivers on
fight.
fighting and yelling. And Sparking Zero does have a dedicated yell button. Yelling makes your special bar max out, and then you can pull off bigger moves and Kamehamehas, but it comes at the cost of pacing. Powering up freezes you in place while your special bar fills up, leaving you vulnerable to attack. Sure, that's part of DBZ, but it still makes the game feel clunky, and here's why. It's because the controls are too complex for casuals, but not technical enough for hardcore gamers. It's been 20 years since Dragon Ball Budokai 1, and transitioning from ground to air combat is still awkward. Locking on doesn't feel right. Ascending and descending could be streamlined, and it's not always clear if you whiffed a beam because of something you did, or if you just weren't on the right plane. You might even find yourself fighting underwater, but it doesn't slow you down or change anything at all. It just puts on a slightly different filter. The best fighting games, like Street Fighter, Tekken, and Under Night In-Birth, feel
Hey,
like
shout
you're
out
mimicking
Uni.
character motion,
Yeah, bro,
gathering power,
he gets points back.
pushing a
Shout
button
out
to
Uni,
release it.
bro.
There's an emphasis on frame advantage, timing, and spacing that can mean the difference between victory and defeat. It becomes more of a dance at a higher level. Meanwhile, Sparking Zero feels like you're controlling a tank from very far away, and it's frustrating. Even the best fighting
Nah, this
games
man
can
just don't know how to
sometimes
play a
devolve
game,
into
bro.
button
This is like
mashing,
those people who
but
play
this is
Dark
so
Souls or Elden Ring.
counterintuitive that it borders on
And they
parody,
come out with a
which,
video
hey,
talking about it
might
so
be
hard.
appropriate. Have you ever watched a Dragon Ball fight? It's all fast punches that don't hit, a knockdown, and a beam to finish it. It's awesome to watch.
I
But
could
when
do
you're
this
watching
whole fight
Goku
in
punch so
Sparking Zero.
fast that those frames repeat, or he's moving faster than your eyes can clock, that's primarily so animators don't have to draw as much. But it doesn't translate well to gameplay. Playing it is a different beast. It sucks all the energy out of something that, in the anime, was deliberately paced that way to save budget. So, what does Sparking Zero have going for it? Well, for one, there's a huge roster. Unfortunately, there's almost no character differentiation. A lot of the characters share animations and combos. Functionally, there are probably closer to a dozen or so character types, and that's being generous. With 182 slots, who's champing at the bit to play characters like Nail and Kakunsa? If they're gonna go all out, I want some crazy characters. Bulma in a robot, Taco's shirt Krillin, World Tournament announcer, Farmer with a shotgun. Pay tribute to Toriyama by having one of his self-inserts be playable. There's an aspect of power scaling in
that'd be
Sparking
cool.
Zero that's supposed to reflect the show's lore. Someone like Super Saiyan Blue Goku hits several times harder than Yamcha, which he well should, but that's a poor substitute for balance. Other games represent power differential matchups by showing different moves and impact. Still, because every Sparking Zero character feels the same with only slight differences,
I don't know what
the
you're
best
talking about
we
'cause
can
you're
hope to
showing
get
Marvel,
is the
and I think that
occasional
was a lot.
character-specific power-up animation. But exploring a
wasn't,
bunch of
like,
different
gym,
martial arts styles,
beat his ass
whether
and
it's
have the same type
MMA
of
or
impact.
drunken boxing, brings life into fighting games. Street Fighter VI launched with 18 characters. For the most part, they played differently and oozed with unique styles. Grapplers, rushdown characters,
I
zone
get this.
types, stance
I mean, there's
types, and a
different
bunch
types
more.
in
Chun-Li
Sparking
has a
Zero.
different philosophy behind her than Zangief
There's nothing
and
wrong with
demands a
Sparking.
different playstyle.
The main thing is,
This
like,
doesn't really seem to be the
people that
case in
can be
Dragon Ball,
staggered or people that
where
have,
all
like,
characters are
OD
slight
keyboards
variations of
or
Goku.
fast.
Sparking Zero
I guess
only
that's a
has
different
two
archetype.
archetypes, normal and big. It's not an
Well,
entirely new
it's kinda
mechanic,
what I was saying.
but it was a bit different to play as Uzaro Vegeta, a giant ape form that moved very slowly and had harder punches. But the controls
I
are so
count speed and
floaty and
kickboxing as
tanky
well.
to begin with, it felt more frustrating than anything.
I know there's,
so
like,
once you've played one character,
6 or 8,
you've
though.
basically
Correct me
played
if
them
I'm
all.
wrong.
Dragon Ball Z games might be all about fighting and yelling, but Dragon Ball as a whole is so much more. And the games have a hard time bringing that sense of fun and confidence to the forefront. Goku himself was heavily influenced by Journey to the West. With his monkey tail, super strength, and martial arts abilities, as well as his mischievous nature, Goku is a modern-day Sun Wukong. As a matter of fact, Sun Wukong translates to Sun Goku in Japanese, and the first Dragon Ball series especially reflects that. It's far more grounded and focused on exploration. There are moments along the way that would be perfect for a new game. For all the talking cats and horny sidekicks Goku might come across, there's a sense of world building that's missing when it's conveyed solely through punching. The anime hinges on big moments and relationships, like escaping the Red Ribbon Army with Bulma, or meeting Yamcha for the first time, or just how many bonds were formed during the first World Martial Arts Tournament. This game strips out all the context for these deep, meaningful friendships the Z family is built on. I don't fault Sparking Zero for being one thing
what is he
or turning it into a gameplay type, but Dragon Ball is many things. You might think, well, Sparking Zero has a dedicated story mode, but at this point we've seen it. Dragon Ball games tread the same ground until it's paved over.
We have custom battles. We literally have custom battles. We have branching paths. I can play Goku's. Hopefully, I haven't played the story mode, but you know, I can play Goku and help Raditz type shit. See where the story goes.
The Game Boy games, Legacy of Goku, retold the Z story, but had Goku punching wolves. Kakarot
Bro, I
retold the
actually
Z
played those
story
games.
in
I
its
love that game.
entirety. Xenoverse retold the story with some what-if and time travel elements and included a somewhat lacking create a character.
Nah, people love that.
Sparking Zero also has a story mode, but it'll be thin because
And
we've
the mods
seen
on
it before.
Xenoverse.
Where are the well-thought-out stories that challenge the player's perceptions rather than regurgitate it?
I guess mods is fans
Heck,
suck.
where's the story of Dragon Ball pre-Z? How far will we get
I
in the
will
manga?
fault Sparking Zero
Will
for
we
that.
get
We
manga-only
don't have any
characters
Dragon
like
Ball
Moro?
content really.
Why not play through some of
I
the
hope
less
Moro's
loved but
DLC.
still incredible movies like Super Android 13? Or have Janemba's Hell as a stage? What about a baseball mode?
Alright. I swear Janemba's Hail is a stage. And if this nigga just asked for a baseball game, a baseball mode in a Dragon Ball Z game, as you just complained about fighting mechanics, what if this whole game was a fucking baseball game? Would you be happy?
There's so much ancillary content in the Dragon Ball world that is ripe for an adaptation that unfortunately
And we're
will be
eating.
left out for the greatest hits. And it could be a better love letter and feel like less of a money grab if they were acknowledged. Instead, we just get Frieza blowing up Krillin for the millionth time. In my opinion, Dragon Ball FighterZ is a much better use of the license and still has a robust, dedicated fan base after 6 years. Ultimately, a sequel to that series would
I could tell you the hella issues with fighters. And cool, they have a fan base after 6 years. Tenkaichi 3 have a fan base. What, it's been like 10 years? 15 years? Like the fans literally created a mod called Tenkaichi 4. This gotta be clickbait. I'll tell you my real issues though with Sparking Zero. The local play only got one map, apparently, and it's the hyperbolic time chamber. Crazy. There was no rollback netcode. And I think some of the animations got issues. That's about it. But for a tried and true Tenkaichi game, no microtransactions, I'm satisfied.
Would be a better overall direction for the franchise. It's had just one main release and a handful of DLC over the last 6 years, and is a fresh take on the series, which is weird considering it's a 2D fighter. It's fast-paced and competitive, so much so that it had a presence at the EVO tournament for 5 of the last 6 years. There are 44 characters, and for the most part, they play differently and include some fighting game archetypes that aren't present in arena fighters. It's relatively balanced with only a few insanely OP characters, but they literally just released a patch for that. And the graphics are still gorgeous.
Nigga, the patch wasn't to fix the characters. The patch turned the shit into the most wonky, crazy, goofy fighting games. Get out of here. This dude, he ain't even playing this. He ain't even touching this. He just knew it got patched. He read up that it got a patch.
It needs more stages, and the menus are clunky.
It's never
That's
gonna
true
get
for
more
most
stages.
Dragon Ball games. Some moments that evoke nostalgia, like Gohan and Goku's iconic father-son Kamehameha, would be a
It's a special
whole-ass
move.
level in a Budokai game. Why can't the Budokai series just give the fans what we all came to see from the jump? Fighter Z does the same thing in special moves that only last a few seconds. There's so much more to mine there that going back to arena fighters for another release feels like a step backward. The games industry has a bad habit
Bro,
of
he thinks
releasing
it's
rinse
a
and
new
repeat
game.
sequels, and we tend to reward it by buying
crazy.
every new sports game or Call of Duty year after year. At least COD has a different story every time, but Dragon Ball still retreads familiar ground. Want to see Goku sacrifice via special beam cannon in the Saiyan saga? Here it is, but you can switch to a first-person camera this time. Ultimately, Dragon Ball needs something
No, I can
more
switch to
artful
story
in
this
execution. Whatever the Dragon Ball equivalent to Slow
people
Clap's
aren't even-
2021
well, I wouldn't
game
even say people
Sifu,
aren't even
a
gonna buy this
2D,
for the
3D
story, because that is the
phase-shifting
key
game
moment,
like Pokken
or key
Tournament,
factor
or maybe
behind
something
it.
tight and technical with balanced, ranged, and melee-shifting game
way
like
he just
Pokken
said
Tournament, or 2021 game Sifu, a 2D, 3D phase-shifting game like equivalent to Slow Clap's.
I don't think I want a Dragon Ball Z game like this. Like a Dragon Ball Z game like this kind of reminds me of like sagas, but maybe make a better sagas, right?
2021 game Sifu, a 2D, 3D phase-shifting game like Pokken Tournament,
Nobody wants that. Shut the fuck up.
or maybe something tight and technical with balanced, ranged, and melee combat, like Armored Core 6.
Bruh.
According to Bandai sales data, the Dragon Ball franchise has experienced diminishing returns since 2020. It requires innovation if it's going to continue at this clip. So why go back to the well for another nostalgia fest? Being the official
I swear. Well, I know he's not talking about the sales of Sparking Zero, but all I've been saying is that this has the most sales. It's number one. All 3 editions are number one. It's outbeating Call of Duty, etc., etc., etc. So him talking about the sales is stupid as well, kind of.
Tenkaichi 4 could be the kick in the pants the franchise needs, but I think a new, exciting direction is the way to go. This game will no doubt sell millions on name recognition alone, but I think its impact will quickly fade.
You're
I
crazy.
don't think we'll talk about it the same way years after release.
People
I
talk
hope
about
I'm
Tenkaichi
proven
3
wrong, though.
years after release.
A lot of people look back fondly and call Tenkaichi 3 a high watermark,
Yeah.
and they deserve to be happy too. One of my friends is really excited about this game and couldn't give a flying nimbus about the game style being played out. I hope DBZ Sparking Zero is more than the same thing in prettier packaging. I hope it outdoes itself and is more fun than I got from the matches I played. Maybe it'll exceed expectations, but mine are very tempered. In the meantime, I'll be hoping for a better use of the license.
Fighters 2. He literally, I told you.
Just saying.
I told you that's all he wanted. This nigga's just want Fighters 2. And he's not even playing it. Talking about the last patch balanced it. You know what's funny? I wanted to watch this video and it popped up. The downfall of Blasphemous. I don't know if y'all remember who this was. Or know who this is. Crazy. Main reason I remember this is he used to do story times. And it made me kind of want to do story times. Which I'm still debating. But I knew a lot of his shit was fake. He ain't got exposed for it. But one of the most funniest things, which a lot of people don't know about, is he had beef with one of my friends who was a YouTuber. He has like 300K. His channel's dead though, which is so funny. I don't even know why I call this nigga one of my friends. Like, that nigga is grimy as hell. They both dirty, grimy ass niggas. But yeah, let's watch this shit.
Thief, liar, vile are some of the many names given to YouTuber Blasphemous HD, being known for frequently stealing content, getting into fights, cheating on his girlfriend, and having his channel banned permanently off the YouTube platform. It's more than clear that Blasphemous HD has destroyed the name that he YouTube platforms, cheating on his girlfriend, and having his channel banned permanently off the YouTube platform. It's more than clear that Blasphemous HD has destroyed the name that he's made for himself, disappointing the fans that he did have, now uploading on an alt channel, getting a fraction of the views that he used to get, and overall being hated by the internet. This,
bruh, the same thing that happened to this nigga happened to that nigga. The dude, let's call this nigga an acquaintance. But it's so funny that both of their lives, surrounded by hate and just disgusting ass goofy shit, ended up the same. They just fell from grace.
this is the downfall of Blasphemous HD. Maurice Barnett, better known as
I'ma call that nigga
Blasphemous
Shelly.
HD, was born on October 16th, 1987 in Compton, California. His mother would move him and his siblings to Cleveland, Ohio, where Maurice would grow up in very bad environments, which would ultimately fuel the first wave of his content that we would get from him. In his earlier days, he uploaded story times of his experiences growing up in the projects and later adventures in Las Vegas, a city he would move to. These story times were actually pretty entertaining, and as a former fan of Maurice myself, I used to binge these for hours growing up. Over time, Maurice transitioned into reaction style videos, focusing primarily on his main channel while also starting a few others. However, his reactionary content was his main focus. Maurice was an instant hit with his reaction videos, watching a variety of content. He would react to weird comedic videos and horror videos as his main content. His hilarious reactions would generate a connection with the viewer in him.
Alright. Just because it's showing, right? This pony shit. Shelly boy, that nigga was obsessed with that pony shit. And then the beast started kind of over the shit. Because Shelly is a brony. I think that's what they are. That shit. So funny. I think I will do a story time about the whole beef between them two. Because I remember going to school and people talking about that shit. And I was just like, wow. This is insane.
Bitch, no! Oh!
However, as the dollar signs rolled in, Maurice's content would start to get very lackluster. He would tone down on the funny personality that we knew to give barely any reaction at all. He would get the most popular content on the website, record himself staring at his screen, and then upload it to capitalize off others' content. This would become noticeable by people on the platform, and Maurice would start to be called out for it.
Pyrocynical was the type of nigga who was selling his car for gas money. Because only that level of stupidity would warrant him running around the internet talking shit to people and then getting mad when they block his bitch ass.
Now for the majority of you that can't understand a single fucking word he's saying, allow me to translate. This individual has talked to me, that's why I blocked him.
A particular instance being from an upcoming exposed YouTuber, Minnesota Boy. Now this wouldn't be the beginning of their beef, as their conflict actually dates back several months prior. It all began when Minnesota Boy entered a contest that promised a significant amount of money as a reward. Unfortunately, the events surrounding the contest did not play out in Minnesota Boy's favor, which left him feeling frustrated and betrayed.
About a year into me doing YouTube, I had about 25k, maybe 30k subs, and this other YouTuber.
Yeah, so this nigga had just like a history of backtracks that basically just led up to his downfall. Because I know it was other shit before 2014, before him and Sheldon. Crazy.
Favor, which left him feeling frustrated and betrayed.
You what you saw.
Into me doing YouTube, I had about 25k, maybe 30k subs, and this other YouTuber named Dark Maul had started this contest that I was a judge in. I forgot what the name of the contest was, but the fans will vote on whose video was the best, and whoever would win that contest would get $300 cash.
Did you lose?
Well, Minnesota Boy was in that contest, right? So at the time, Minnesota Boy was always making these videos about how he was broke, he needed money to pay his rent.
In a fit of anger, he lashed out at Maurice, making a series of inflammatory claims against him. The situation escalated to an extent that Minnesota Boy even made the shocking statement wishing for Maurice's mother to pass away from cancer.
God damn.
He said in that street, like, that made me want to whip his ass.
I don't remember the whole thing, but he said something about like trying to kill you and your mom and your family or something like.
An incredibly hurtful and extreme sentiment that underscored the depth of his anger. In the wake of this turmoil, Minnesota Boy found himself grappling with feelings of resentment and grief. Instead of channeling those emotions positively, he chose to take to social media, joining the chorus of voices within the YouTube community to publicly call out Maurice. He accused him of stealing content, claiming that Maurice had compromised his integrity as a creator, which would be true. This accusation added fuel to the fire and sparked a heated back and forth that captivated their audiences. The exchanges became increasingly aggressive, with both parties trading barbs and insults, creating a toxic environment. As the tension between the two continued to build, they would run into each other at VidCon 2016, and the encounter would be less than pretty.
This is the guy that stole content on YouTube, and he's not funny as shit.
Yo, that's crazy. Yeah, I remember that shit. Yo, hey, don't push my way, yo.
Push my shit. Watch out. Hey, you ain't gonna beat shit. I will fuck this shit out of you, man.
Despite all of this, Maurice continued to upload content to his YouTube channels. He had a few friends who frequently appeared in his videos, whether in reactions or vlogs. However, Maurice managed to destroy all of these relationships in a short amount of time. His friends Dr. J and the Women and Chavez later explained why they chose to end their friendships with Maurice, citing his attitude, entitlement, and overall awful character as their main reasons.
You make up all these fucking lies.
Same thing with Sheldon.
This shit's so funny.
It's the same exact nigga and they were beefing with each
People
other.
are completely content with, we had a falling out because it's what happened. They want the details. They don't need the details. It's hurtful details. You cheated on your ex and you took it out on your friends and you lied to one of your best friends. You said, oh, he wasn't my best friend, blah, blah, blah. I didn't trust him that much. Dude, we saw each other for like 13 hours, 7 days a week for 8 months. All the other fake friends you bring around you, be careful. Because I never stole from you, I never tried to fight you, and keeping it real sometimes hurts people's feelings.
That's sad.
And that's what
true.
the fuck I do, and you've had that from the beginning. And I don't need to be rich, and I don't need to be powerful, I just need to be me. And I've never regretted being me. And that's all I ever will be.
Additionally,
I feel like I'm looking at my
who was
story
Maurice's
through, like,
partner
different
throughout
lens
much
of
of his
this
YouTube
goofy
career,
fuck
left
ass
him
nigga
after
with
he
Sheldon.
cheated on her with an Instagram model.
What is the reason that you and PhD broke up? Well,
Not fully,
he
though.
cheated on me with multiple different women. So, how long were you together again? Almost 5 years. And how many of those years was he cheating on you? About 3 of those.
This betrayal only worsened how his friends viewed him, making them even less inclined to associate with him. At this point, Maurice's success and image became his highest priorities, overshadowing even his close family and friends.
I just can't surround myself with people who not only, you know what I mean, like I can understand if a don't want shit for himself, but if a don't want shit for me, like that's when I gotta get the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? Like that
What
wanna
do
be
you mean?
fat. and lazy and don't release no videos his whole life.
Hold up, he just said he can understand if a nigga don't want something for himself. What if he like your friend and you don't want for him? So he want himself first before you, if you listen to what he just said. Because I think the opposite should be the case. I'd be trying to push my friends to like care about themselves and be better and do better shit in life.
You know what? For me, like, I just can't surround myself with people who not only, you know what I mean? Like I can understand if you don't want shit for himself.
If a nigga can't want shit for himself, right?
But if a nigga don't want shit for me, like that's when I got
there you go.
Out, you know what I'm saying? Like,
he want himself first in the
want to be
front.
fat and lazy and don't
Over
release
you.
no videos.
That's wild.
His whole life, that's on him. Like, I like releasing videos. I like, you know, I like success. I'm not gonna sit down and not release videos and not work out just because that nigga wants to be fat and live on someone's couch his whole life. You bitter, bro. Talk it out with him. Yo, Elijah the Great, suck a
What the fuck?
that nigga can go himself and I would not care. Randy could himself, I would not care.
However, in a turn of events that horrified him, his main channel was ultimately terminated for copyright infringement and hate speech. The people at YouTube were also not pleased with Maurice, making this the end of his prime. Following this setback, Maurice took a hiatus from YouTube for a while. Eventually, he returned with an alternate channel, Blasphemous HD TV 2, where he began uploading Family Guy and cartoon reactions to avoid copyright issues. However, his viewership never recovered, and he was left with only a mere fraction of his previous audience. Many former fans and viewers expressed disappointment over the noticeable decline in the quality of his reaction videos. Following the termination of his main channel, once celebrated for his genuine and relatable reactions, Maurice gained a reputation for forced laughs, exaggerated overreactions, and often obnoxious behavior. This shift left many—
You know what's crazy, bro? This nigga built a life, had amazing friends around him, had a good woman around him, cheated on her, threw away the friend group, threw all that shit away for fame, lost it all a fucking second. Thanos snapped away, and now he has nothing. Cause some Insta bitches don't want to fuck you when you broke.
Many longtime followers yearning for the authentic content they once enjoyed, creating a stark contrast to the earlier videos that showcased his unique style and perspective. As a result, fans concluded that Maurice's estrangement impacted his ability to create engaging content, as the camaraderie and chemistry that once characterized his videos were lost. This situation left many viewers questioning whether he could recapture the magic of his earlier work, or if his current trajectory was the new norm. Overall, the sentiment among fans reflects a deep concern for the future of his content and a longing for the authenticity that initially drew them to his channel. If Maurice cannot recognize how his previous actions and approach to YouTube were detrimental, he will be forever fading, slowly falling into the abyss and becoming merely a memory. Blasphemous HD has become a true shadow of the man that he once was.
Dude, nobody was worried about you, bro. We knew you when you were broke. We were friends with you when you had no money. Just throw all this shit down the drain. And you dude, it's like, it's not a coincidence when all of your friends tell you you became a dick after you became rich.
That's crazy.
It's not a fucking coincidence. That's it. That's all I've ever done.
This story in particular was actually a very unfortunate one that I had to make an edit. I do wish the best for Blasphemous HD, even though he has a lot that he needs to rectify. He's got a lot that he needs to think about. Hope that he can come back in the future. I mean, but it's not looking too good. But guys, yeah, I appreciate you watching this video. It's been your boy Clancy. Holla at your boy. I'm out.
So I got a tier list, bro. Alright, yeah, I'm about to hop on the bandwagon and knock this shit out. We're gonna do this. Characters that I am gonna play. So Sparking 0. We're gonna bang this shit out fast as fuck because this is a lot of characters. What, 182? To be honest, I am really gonna play everybody. But these are my opinions. Let's go. Team Gohan. Do. I'm throwing B. Base early Goku. Let's see. Base mid. B. Goku mid. Let's say B. That's my friend's favorite Goku. Kinda OD. Goku and base. I guess they're fusions, right? Super Saiyan Gogeta and... Oh, that's Goku. That's a Gogeta. The same thing as base Goku in my opinion. Yeah, I'm lumping them all together. Super Saiyan 2 Goku. I'm reading them like wrong because I swear I thought that said Super Saiyan 2 Kid Gohan. I was like, what the hell? Ooh, lumping them all together. Lumping them all together. Scott over Vegeta. Ooh. B. Those are all B. Base Vegeta early. C. C. Super Vegeta. C. Base Vegeta N. B. 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 A. 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 Ooh. Oh, he took himself to S, bro. Super Gogeta. Ooh. A. Okay, Gohan. B. It's gonna be a lot of shit in B, bro. Now I'm thinking about it. Team Gohan base. S. Because it's SS2. Great Saiyaman. Probably C. Goku Edo base. Boop. 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 Future S. Base Trunks with the sword A. Base Trunks. Kid Trunks. This won't be. Go 10B. Go Tanks. That's my nigga. Piccolo B. Am I playing Piccolo B? I mean, I'm being very nice. Alright, realistically, we gonna hit this shit, right? Alright, Piccolo, you lucky. You know what we gonna do instead? Ass. C, actually. Ass. Yamcha ass. Tien ass. Never mind. B. I wanna hit a nigga with the Shinkoku Kuku Waka Kuku. That Tri-Beam. Neo Tri-Beam. Chaozu. As, but I really want to sauce a nigga with Chaozu. So B. Roger Obi. Kind of same concept, right? Roshi Max Power. Boop. I guess I was putting the same. Just to keep shit. Satan. Same shit. Videl. Ass. Bardock. A. Raditz. Ass. Sideman. Same concept. I want to sauce a nigga with the Sideman. Nappa. Ass. Frieza Soldier. Ass. QE. Ass. Dara ass, Zarvan ass, Super Zarvan ass, Gildo, same concept. Kind of want to do some Tenkaichi shenanigans. There gotta be something. Raccoon ass, Jace ass, Birder, my nigga, aha, Esther. I don't know how broken he'll be in this game, but I like the speed archetype. Ginyu ass, Frieza's ass. Maybe I should have did it by form, but who cares? Boop boop. A. Full power ass, Mecha B. King Code ass, Dro ass, 19 ass, 18 ass, 17 B, 16 ass, Cell Forms ass, Perfect Cell, Super Perfect. So Kibble, Goat. Garlic Jr. Goat. Y'all don't know. I love Garlic Jr. Dr. Real ass. Turtles ass. S tier. S tier. Metal Cooler. B tier. I don't really play really like that, but I may. This space really, yeah. S tier. Super Goku. S tier. I'll try to sing S tier. All this shit. Alright, fuck it. Blue Vegito S tier. Super Saiyan Blue S tier. No, I can't, bro. I can't just exclusively do it by forms because I'm going to be transforming. Base Gogeta S tier. S tier. S tier. Base Future Trunks. I'm not really a fan of Future Trunks, bro. B tier. Super 17. A tier. Beerus S. Whis S. Super Frieza S. Golden S. Back down to ass we go. Ass. This argument that's been going on about Kaba and Gogeta. Stupidest shit I've ever seen. I actually really like Kaba. I don't want to have to do it to him. Y'all making me want to do it. See. Hit. S tier. Goku Black S tier. Rose S tier. Scroll down. Zamasu ass. Scroll back up. Use Zamasu. S tier. S tier. Bergamot. I have like of interests of the super characters just because they're new characters. Rosie. Yeah, so all these niggas can actually just get slapped in the B, and if I don't like them, they just instantly get dropped down the ass automatically. Kefla A. Otis A. Alonzo C. Dispo A. Potential to move up to S. Depends on how fast he is. Topo. Well, because he got destruction, I really want to see this shit. Jiren. S. To be honest, got destruction. Topo could get bumped up to S. GT Goku S. Super Saiyan for Goku, the most goated shit. Pen could get put in B. Maju can go to A. I guess same deal, right? Baby. don't really play Shenron like that, bro. Shen can get put down if I can see. And then Daima going to S tier, bro. Top of S tier. And that's my list. I lumped the transformations together, to be honest. That's why there's so many up top. I split some, because I know some directly I'm just never gonna play. Like, I don't think I'm ever gonna pick Zamasu. If I could just instantly go into Fuse Zamasu. It's midnight. I think I'm gonna end it here. Love y'all. See y'all tomorrow. I'm gonna do a Warp Forge stream. I think I'm gonna open nothing. I'm gonna open 100 packs in celebration of the global release. I'll probably do it around the early afternoon. Alright. Y'all take care, be safe.